Yeah, no, I think you're spot on there, Clay. It's kind of tough.
Yeah. Yep. All right, moving along. Number 5, Zafam in the chat. We got the wild.
No, he's watching Pat Mahomes highlights right now.
I thought you were going to say Pat Mahomes bootleg vacation film of him with his shirt off on a yacht or something. Anyway, the wild card, Malik Willis. Finally, we have the wild card of the group, backup quarterback Malik Willis. The Packers traded for Willis right before the 24 season, giving up just a late-round pick to bring in a former third-round selection from that same 22 draft class. After his time in Tennessee didn't work out, Willis came to Green Bay as a low-risk reclamation project. I think I'm saying that right.
Yep.
All the physical tools you could want in a modern quarterback, a live arm and elite athleticism. Again, that was a 7th-round pick we traded for him. He's now the established quarterback 2 behind Jordan Love, and 2025 is the final year of his rookie deal. The question for the Packers is pretty straightforward. What is the long-term plan for the most important backup position on the roster? Has Willis shown enough to prove he can be the steady hand if Love were to miss time? Or do they let him test free agency and bring in a different player to compete for that roster spot? As you guys can see, in Tennessee, 51 PFF grade. Then he falls to a 45. He gets with Matt LaFleur, 70.3. And I love how Matt LaFleur just literally molded the game plan in week 2 and 3 to fit Malik Willis perfect. Me and Emilio seen it firsthand in Nashville. Malik Willis looked so comfortable in that game plan they put together. If I remember correctly, too, I want to say it was kind of a short week for him, too.
He only was there for like 2 weeks, I think.
Barely.
Like, I mean,
you got to think they went into that, and Matt probably was like, "Hey, what do you feel comfortable running? What sets do you like? What kind of looks do you like? Let's put together a game plan tailored around our quarterback because he's our starter, like out of the clear blue sky due to unfortunate circumstances." And I think it's a testament to not only Malik Willis and what he brings to the table, but Matt LaFleur and his ability to just grab a new quarterback and put him right into the lineup there and secure some wins for us. It was great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just having that speed is a key factor. So it's like you have that in your back pocket. You have somebody that you have to commit to being able to run the ball, and then it's something else that the defense has to worry about, right? So having that as a backup is perfect. It's also a change of pace backup compared to Jordan Love. Not exactly the same guy. So you can – and if Matt has that, and all right, now we have that in the bag for this year, you have Malik Willis as a change of pace. We can bring that in. If you do go down, all right, we already know what offense we're going to be running with him, and he's totally fine with it. He can throw the play actions. He can run read options. I like having Malik there. I think it's going to be kind of tough, to almost not keep him, but he's going to have to go get his money.
Yeah. And he could go somewhere else and compete for a starting job at a handful of other teams.
Right. Absolutely.
Hilarious, man. The chat is just absolutely on fire tonight. Let's go to it real quick. H.E. Soder says Taylor Elgersma is the backup quarterback solution. Listen, what he did in Canada is pretty wild. Like he put up some crazy numbers. Again, if we're just going to thrust him into the backup role, though, I don't feel comfortable about him.
That's your QB1 during the preseason, baby. Let's go. I can't wait to see those reps.
AFAM in the chat says, open the whole chunk printing press for Malik. Imagine that, right?
Imagine that.
As somebody says here, 2-0 for this says, haha, speak Willis, and AFAM shows up. There it is. Just popped into the chat, right? Blake B says, Elgersma, do we have to pay tariffs on his contract?
Dang.
Absolutely awesome. What a job. You win the night, sir. Email me. I'll send you a prize. Great comment right there.
You get a mug.
All right, moving along here. Verdict, I said pay on a short-term backup level deal. If Willis is willing to accept one in the range of $5 to $8 million, he knows the system and his athletic upside is worth keeping around. You don't break the bank for a backup, but you also don't let a valuable and affordable asset walk out the door for nothing. A 1 or 2 year deal feels like the right move for both sides if he does not get approached for a starting quarterback opportunity. That's going to be the big question.
Yep.
And here's what I'm saying with this, guys. It sounds like I'm kind of straddling the fence. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm saying if I was the GM, I would go to Malik and go, hey, what do you think about a 2 year, $16 million deal, right, with $8 million guaranteed? We'll do it right now. We'll sign it. We'll cut you an $8 million check right now. And keep in mind, he's been on a third-round contract. So he hasn't made much money.
Right.
That's a little bit of that'd be a little bit like, okay, it might perk his ears up a little bit. Now he may go, nope, I'm hitting the market right now. From his mind's eye and his agency's approach, they've got to look at it like, hey, what if we hit the market and we only get 2 million? We may not sniff 8 million guaranteed. You know what I mean? That's how I would approach it from Goody's standpoint. And if he comes back and says, no, I want 15 million per, ain't doing it. Or, again, 8 million is the most I would go on a backup quarterback. That's just me personally. So what do you guys think about Malik Willis? You doing it or not doing it?
I would say pay, and I'm with you. The ideal range and what you want to really spend on a backup. But I will say this, clearly Malik has proven his worth. Thank God we had him. Thank goodness Goody fleeced him out of Tennessee and made him a Packer, man, because, I know we like Sean Clifford and everything. I just feel really good about Malik Willis and his ability to just kind of give our offense a totally different look with him in there. A lot of times you think the backup, just a good backup will come in and just keep running the offense. That's true to an extent, but it's also kind of cool when you get a read option guy like Malik Willis that you can kind of, change up your game plan a little bit and attack teams differently, which allows you to stay creative and be fresh on film. And then your starter comes back and you revert back to maybe what you were doing before. So kind of like what we saw last year, between starts with him and Jordan Love. So I think if he's willing to take a deal like that, that would be awesome. And I say, yeah, absolutely get it done. But at the end of the day, you also don't want to, hurt somebody's progress. And if you can get more money on the open market and maybe more opportunities to play football going to another team, it's tough. But yeah, the fan in me would like him to be our backup for the foreseeable future. I just don't know, can you pay $12-13 million for a backup? I don't think you can do it.
Right. And how do you think he feels on the team that actually took a chance on him and said,
Right.
hey, I think that you can be something instead of, what the Titans did to him, poor guy. I mean, they just dragged him through the mud over there and said, all right, yeah, we'll get you for a 7th. Like, we wasted that 3rd rounder on you. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Taylor Lewan, his former teammate, literally going into the season, the guy that's on Bussin' with the Boys with Will Compton, he said, Malik's a great guy, but he just doesn't get it. He can't play quarterback. He can't read a defense. He just can't. He's not smart enough. And then he goes, plays 2 games for Green Bay and plays lights out and makes Taylor Lewan look like an absolute moron, which I love. It's like, why say that about a former teammate? It's just so, I don't know, it's just weird, strange. Right. 2-0 for this says, I'm really hoping Jordan is playing at the game. I'm going to, but if Willis is in, I'll be content. I love this comment, 2-0 for this, because
we lived it, Clay.
I'm telling you, that's how I feel. Is like, for so long, we fielded rosters that if Aaron Rodgers got hurt, we're screwed. Like, there's no chance we're winning this game. Like, Matt Flynn gave us the most hope. I didn't feel near as good about Matt Flynn, although he had that one game that everybody still talks about that got him paid, right? But it's just always like, if Aaron goes down, we're screwed. It's over, right? I don't feel like that with Malik Willis being the backup. But to me, that's worth $8 or $10 million per year, not of my own money, of course. But
right.
You know what I mean? It's just like, you don't understand what I'm saying, Emilio? Like, it's nice to know, hey, if Jordan does get banged up, I'll do it every single time. Anytime that Malik Willis enters the game as a quarterback, you're going to see me on Twitter put up the Steamin' Willie Beeman tweet that I always put up. And I always go, hear me out. And it's Willie Beeman and that clip of him going in for Dennis Quaid in any given Sunday and just electrifying everything. That's how I felt with Malik Willis, man.
Yeah, as a confidence factor, him coming in, it's absolutely huge. I think as like a fan factor, when we went down to Tennessee, it was like, dude, I can't wait to see. We still haven't seen Jordan play in person, or I haven't. I don't know if you went to another game, but I still haven't seen Jordan play in person. I only saw, Aaron play twice. So missing out on that, I was not mad at all because the way Malik handled it, the way he held himself, he's looking to his teammates. He's looking above, all those things that keep him grounded, that just put his mind in focus short time there in Green Bay. Let's go out. Let's put up for the team. And he absolutely did that. And just the way he carried himself out the field, Clay, the interview and everything. I mean, dude's humble. That's a perfect Packer guy as well. Build the team from the locker room out. And you have there's something different with the chemistry, man.
Yeah, it's true.
I agree.
Let's go back to the chat real quick. Murph, good to see you, Murph. Cheesehead Murph says, I think Malik would definitely want to go play somewhere else if he wants the opportunity to start. And that's the big question, right? Is there a team out there that hate their quarterback situation so much that they'd be willing to go, okay, let's give Malik $15 million per, and bring him in there and give him a shot to be our starting quarterback. Usually you try to look at front office executives and personnel that are now with other teams that might have been with Tennessee when they drafted him, because we're over here like Tim and I, we've made fun of Tennessee to beat the band, right? The fact that they gave him up for a 7th-round pick. But the reality is it was a whole different regime that did that, right? They weren't the team that drafted him. And it just so happens that the general manager at the time, his name was John Thompson or something like that. It's kind of one of those names, just 123.5% Caucasian name. But he was the one who drafted Malik Willis, and he actually came up the ranks through Green Bay's front office system. So I firmly believe that when Tennessee was shopping him, Goody reached out to his old friend, whoever that guy was, and said, hey, how did you feel about Malik Willis? Oh, yeah, he's a real deal. They're not using him right. Cool, let's give him a 7th-round pick for him. So there might be another part of that front office executive tree, just like a coaching tree, embedded somewhere else. If we did enough research, we could probably find those teams and go, hey, they might be willing to give him a shot at a starting quarterback spot, because that's kind of how the NFL works, how it unfolds. Yep. Solder in the chat said, how many teams will be looking for a starting quarterback in 26? That will tell if Willis would take $8 million guaranteed. And here's the thing, Solder. The projection right now, we were going to do a college football breakdown tonight, but we don't have time. Probably do it tomorrow. We're just going to give you guys a quick glimpse of, hey, getting ready for college ball. Here are the top prospects, right, that are going to be coming out into the draft next year. So we get a chance to get ahead of the game and say, okay, here's the players you want to look for on Saturdays, right? But just so you know, as it sits right now with the consensus big board, 6 quarterbacks are projected to go in the first round. 6. So that kind of plays into what Solder's saying here, or against what Solder's saying, and gives me a little more hope that, hey, it's going to be oversaturated. Again, the price of a commodity, the price of a good or a service, it isn't determined by what you think it's worth. It's by supply and demand, right? If there's a low supply, there's going to be a higher demand. Therefore, the prices are going to increase, right? It's inflation 101. We're not going to get political. I promise. Somebody went, oh, no, he's going to do it. Not going to do it. All right. But if you've got 6 quarterbacks that are going to be drafted in the first round next year, plus you're going to have a handful of, 2 or 3 free agent quarterbacks that might be better than Malik Willis, chances are that market's not going to be too hot for him. And I guarantee you that's what his agent's looking at too. It's going, hey, you're trying to project the market, just like you're selling a house or anything else, right? Selling a property. What's the market going to look like in 6 months? Do we sell now? Do we sell later? Do we get more aggressive with the price now? Do we wait till later to do that? All those things are becoming a factor. But, yeah, Solder, 6 projected first-round picks at quarterback, so for what that's worth. Ed Madden said, as soon as injuries hit at quarterback, teams will be calling, but I wouldn't trade him at all this year. I'm still on that second-round pick, guys. If somebody offered me a second for Malik, as much as I love having steaming Willie Beeman on the bench, I'm running that trade through the system as quick as possible, Emilio. I'm a second. Now, third, kind of appealing, but for me, it'd have to be a second-round pick.
Third would be a wash to where he got selected, right? So I think anything, if you can profit better than where he was picked originally, I think you've made out on a screaming deal. That is a fleece that, they won't say that it's a fleece, right? You got a great deal for him, just a second for Malik because the Packers made him look so good, because Matt LaFleur made him look good, and wherever he goes. But yeah, I was listening to Move the Sticks and DJ and Buck. They were talking about those one suit guys, right? You don't need to bring an extra suitcase. You don't need to bring extra pairs of suits. You are going to be there for one night and one night only, man. And you're getting selected. And he said there's going to be a lot of them in the first round there. So I do think that having that saturated market could push Malik down. Maybe he does hang out for another year or two. You get him on a cheap, and then that down year, or wherever the down year for quarterbacks is, he can kind of take advantage of it.
It's true. I agree. Maybe it wouldn't even take $8 million guaranteed. Maybe $6 million guaranteed does it, depending on what the market looks like.
Right.
Anything to keep him around for a couple more years, I'm all for it.
Yep. All right, let's go back to the chat real quick. and see what everybody's saying. Deadfish says, any guy giving his socks to a homeless man on the street is someone I want on my team.
Yep.
That video is awesome. And what's so great about that video is he didn't think anybody was looking. You know, this was filmed from like a coffee shop or something, right?
Yep.
And the guy's like, you know, you can just tell he's the guy's like, what's that dude doing? Breaks out his camera. Malik Willis at the combine, okay, coming out of college, going to the combine, passes a homeless guy on the streets of Indianapolis, stops, opens up his suitcase, and is giving him clothes out of his own suitcase. Stuff that he was going to use that week of the combine, right? Obviously. Just, I want that dude on my team too. See, y'all going to talk me into $12 million now.
That's no problem. Yeah,
that's the thing, right? Like
TV deals are coming anyway, right, Clay? Don't worry about it.
Tim, what did we start the show with, Tim? We're building a team, not collecting
talent. That's right. And that's why you look at our backup. I mean, look at Malik Willis. That guy is franchise quarterback material, right? I mean, the guy's attitude, just his whole approach, type of person he is, type of teammate he is, involved in the community, great leader. Yeah, I mean, if you, I don't want to meet the person that doesn't love Malik Willis. I don't want to know who that is at all.
Completely agree, man. Completely agree. All right, moving along here. Blake B said, I was at the Matt Flynn game, LOL. I was so disappointed seeing Aaron on the sidelines with a beanie and an AFAM mustache. Holmes MD1 says, Willis is an underrated quarterback for sure. He can get it done for sure. Bank reps. He did everything we had. And here's the thing. It wasn't just like, yeah, they molded the run game around him a little bit, but he made some throws. That back shoulder throw to Christian Watson, I mean, he had a couple darts. I was like, yeah, he's got that. He kind of got that Mike Vick flick of the wrist. You know what I'm talking about? How Mike would just kind of the vertical pop of the elbow and just turn that thing loose. Malik can spin that. He can shoot that field, man.
The same thing, just like Michael Vick had to deal with in his career. We had to hear about how, he's just a runner. He can't throw. He's a running quarterback. We can watch Michael Vick highlights all day of him launching absolute missiles down the field. And, to your point about Malik, I see that in his game too. His ability to roll out and be mobile, hit those quick throws too, but he can air it out and put that ball downfield with some accuracy. So it's fun to watch.
Yeah. As soon as he came out of the clink too, he got with Andy Reid, and boy, he become a pocket passer quick, didn't he?
Yep.
Like that happened. I mean, he took him to the playoffs that year. I just remember that we smoked that head for him. That's the year we won the Super Bowl, if you'll remember.
Yes,
I'll never forget Clay Matthews running Michael Vick down from behind. And then on the way back to the huddle, he said, I got your speed, Vic. I got your speed. I was like, God, I love Clay Matthews, man. Wish they could clone that dude and bring him back. Deadfish says Willis has talent. He has arm talent and can run. I'm telling you, the arm talent's there, man. I agree. She said, Murph said, if you get a third for him, it's amazing. Yeah, Murph, if I were to poll that right now and say, hey, would you be willing to take a third-round pick for Malik Willis, yes or no? I guarantee you I would be in the minority. It'd probably be 92% saying yes. So I think the large, vast majority is with you, Murph. Me personally, I just don't know, man. I think it would take a second for me because I just selfish reasons. I love having Steamin' Willie Beeman on the bench, man. I can't get over it. I'm telling you, especially after seeing it firsthand. So since we only got a few minutes here, we got like 5 minutes, guys. That's all that list. These are the tough decisions with millions of dollars in the future of the franchise on the line. I want to know what you think. Drop a comment below and let me know which of these 5 players do you pay and who you let walk. Okay, so if you're watching this video back, you wasn't on the live stream, let us know. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know about all 5 of those players, and you can just list them out. Number 1, so-and-so, yes. Number 2, so-and-so, no. Number 3, Romeo Dobbs, yes, whatever. Let us know in the comments. We appreciate y'all tuning in.